Go.
Okay, good morning, everyone. This is Michael Venezia, head trader and one of the coaches at TradeView Markets. As we sign, actually, you know what? Let me go to TradeView Markets at TradeGATEHub, sponsored by TradeView Markets. All right, I have a lot to say. Listen, what's done is done. Okay, there's 3 days left into the market. If you didn't do it already and you're trying to press it, you're not going to do it. Net. I'll take the other side of it. I don't mean to make an egregious, obnoxious statement. I've been doing this for a long time. You know what I mean? Maybe Tesla's giving you a chance to do it if you want to, but certainly at this point, as a professional, certainly I'm here. I'll be here till the bell rings the last day, last close of the, last tick of the year, if you will. But certainly if you do anything yet, this is a chance to dot your I's and cross your T's. A couple of things I'm going to say, and this is emblematic of the year, is what I'm going to do first is stick to the routine. TradeView market site. And you know what, as far as talking about dotting I's and crossing T's, if you want to, get what's going on with TradeView markets and TradeGATEHub specifically going forward, here's the TradeGATEHub site, for example. Obviously, anybody that's familiar with the site knows that just this TradeGATEHub tabs gives you an immense amount of information, just this one tab, from our videos to top news here. Just all you have to punch it. It's almost, we want to make it eventually a one-stop situation, for lack of a better term, so you don't need anything else. Top movers. So if this one tab here, TradeGATEHub, gives you all that, not poke around. The site is a great site. It's one of the best sites. As a matter of fact, we take pride in it, and just poke around in it, get used to our demos, our accounts, something about our company. Maybe start about the company. It's a boot. Well, it's not a boutique anymore. It's a family. It's a hugely international firm, but it's a family office. If that's possible, there's very little turnover. Do some research about why TradeView, about TradeView. I've been here. I've known Tim for a couple of decades now, going on 3. As I said before, management has been here almost 10 years. It's a firm that makes sense, and it's going forward. It's going to be no difference with TradeGATEHub going into 2023. So I'll go into the trading room, like I said. Now, one thing I want to say is, and it's tantamount, besides TradeGATEHub being for free, and believe me, it's worth it because we have a lot of traders here. Almost as I go into the Red YouTube channel showing TradeGATEHub, approaching 2,200 subscribers. I'm on the over 6,000 at the end of 2023. I'm on the over. Some people at higher management would probably want it to be 8. I'm not going to certainly stop at 6 if it gets there. It's taking on a life of its own, and it's only because we're bringing you high level opinions, accountability, and quality. And once again, it's evident by Coach bringing these type of guests we had only the past month or so. We've had David Hunter. He's guy's a newsbreaker. We had Helene. We had Luke. Great guest in Luke. Who else? We had Adam Button. And you could go all these. Go back and they're high level. Really, this is what we do to give you a plan. It's not our particular style that's better. It's maybe we do our style better. So we're trying to give you all the tools to take money out of the market, whether it's a long term with our macro views that I give almost on a daily basis as well. Coaches gives a great dissertation, and I don't want to use that word dissertation like it's he's pontificating. It's just something you have to listen to when he's on 9:30 every morning. Getting back to this, I have a plan. Usually I wake up very early, and the plan, for me, I'm going off the top of my head naturally. And, from 4:30, from night right now being a little after 11:10 Eastern, it's, we already have, a couple hours of trading, as well as 1,000 things going through my head. But there's our macro view we give you from a short term, from a swing trading perspective. Certainly, I'm not short of opinions. And even from a short-term perspective, where I give every day the top movers. Listen, you don't have to worry about anything. A stock that trades, that has a range of 22%, that normally trades 4 million shares, it trades 14 million shares. Nikola and CarMax, I was in it today. I'll show you my trade. That's for the active trader. You don't have to worry about the CPI, especially if it is intraday. Obviously, that should be part of your plan. But we have a lot of high opinions for every type of trader, and what we try to do is, at least I try to have quality over quantity. That's why I don't like to give too much info only the pertinent info. And if it seems a little bit difficult at times, get used to it and read it more. You know what I mean? At some point, the training wheels got to come off. I always share my screen in my general universe. Let me get back in today. That was a Fitch. I sold that this morning. Good trade. Good morning. Okay. So much tax loss selling. I get it. And I appreciate the question, Gerard. So there is a lot of tax loss selling. But as I said this morning, they were selling the winners and covering or trying to finagle the losers. And the winners the past year were the metals, the oils, a couple of retail stocks actually hung in there until just recently. And that, that's about it. The solar stocks just completely collapsed the last week. As a matter of fact, some of my crew is shorted. But I'm not really looking. Like I said, I'm looking to pad the account and stay sharp. I don't care what day of the calendar it is, by the way. I literally don't. Okay, Tesla buy weakness. And this is what I was saying, okay? First thing I said after I answered Gerard's question, call your accountant. You know what I mean? It's serious. You want to be, anybody that's in this room and is asking questions, is I consider it at a pretty good level of trading, and you're probably going to get better, especially if you stick with us over time. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So call your accountant, set up your plan. It's part of your, if you own a restaurant, it's not just part of hiring a chef and putting out some food. You want, like Marcus Lemonis, you got to watch out food costs. So my business in talking about dotting I's and crossing T's, and I say I don't look at numbers. I've never looked at numbers more. I'm trying to crunch every number and get every single edge I can, whether it be offering more buying on the bid or offering more, doing less commissions, letting my winners run, or whatever it may be. I'm going to go over it like a forensic trader. And I never really did that much, but it's part of my plan as well as my personal plan. If I can digress, is not trading stocks below $4. 80% to 85% of my losers here were trading cheap stocks. You buy cheap stocks, you get cheap, just like what happened in college. You buy cheap beer, you know what happens? You spend a lot of time, too much time in the bathroom if you were vomiting like I did. Tesla buy weakness, could rally 130% in 2023. All right, so just like I'm saying, let's go to the chart of Tesla. And I think a lot of people, especially the older guys, can understand this. Suppose you go away for 2 weeks at the end of the year and you tell your wife, I'm not going to look at any quotes. For 2 weeks, I don't know, what you take a Viking cruise or whatever you think they take that up the German River or whatever. So 2 weeks, what's today? Obviously, yeah, today's the 20th. Yeah. So let's go 2 weeks back on Tesla's the 19th. And Tesla's sitting at 168. Oh, what? Let's say 158, 150. And you say, Mary, I'm not going to look at Tesla. We're going to enjoy this thing. And you come back the day after Christmas and you're down 50% in the stock. It's 100. My point being is this is if I can pat myself on the back, one of my greatest acumen is active markets. I wish the VIX was at 50. If the VIX was at 40, or let's say 40, before the first wave, even myself thought it was going to get 40 before we cracked and pulled back. It didn't. Got as high as 32, the VIX. I digress again. Same thing might be happening again. If I see the VIX at 40 and that much volatility, it's almost like me opening the doors to a warehouse full of rookie poker players. No disrespect. I earn the right to say that. I mean, when there's volatility and then when there's uncertainty, that's when professionals, shine. So right now, as the VIX is, still, 22, 24, whatever it may be, I can't take a position in Tesla like this, and neither should Mary's husband. You know what I mean? It's a smash and grab market. That's what I used with somebody. So that's what it is. I flip flop. I can't tell you how many times. And by the way, I digress. The bond market's also coming off its worst, year in history. So I'm talking about people even in Palm Beach and Boca Raton are freaking out to put 50 million away, trying to get 4.5, whatever points it is. So something like Tesla, it was like a smash and grab for me this morning as well. My buy on Tesla was where I bought Tesla first time I bought it was at 110. The strike price, there's my buy. Didn't buy much. I sold a piece at 113. By the way, top tick my V, bravo. 116, that is the top tick sale. Then I bought it back here because I thought the move was over at 1030, just like I had been the past couple of days. The past 3 days, the stock sans yesterday, I apologize, has made huge moves on the open. Tuesday was from 122 to 129, but after it made that other move, it died. So You know what I mean? I don't think it's going to die out completely today. Maybe the line in the sand for anybody trying to get it is 108. I get it. It's almost like forming this intraday triangle. It's where the majority of volume is today. So, that's it. I wasn't, like I said, I bought it at 110. Was I upset I didn't get it at 107? No, I'm psyched. I top ticked it at 116. Probably isn't a top tick because whoever actually gets top ticks. So be aware of the range in Tesla. That's where the majority of volume is going. Like I said, I'm having more trepidation flip-flopping into my short-term, I want to say swing trade, whatever it is, day trading account, call it what it is. It's a high, I got a lot of capital in there, as well as to long-term fund. I flip-flopping between which now Netflix. Now I'm gonna have to sell Netflix. I am. And I went from the ground floor to the penthouse to the ground floor, from 336 to 276 in 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. We'll even give it 3 weeks. Netflix was 330. Now it's 270. How can you rest on that? Now I said I wanted to babysit and I thought it would hang in there, but boom, there's one day. And now Netflix is where? Testing the low. Even yesterday was 300. Now it's 276. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to have to coddle the fund, because I'm certainly not going to end into a loser, but I'm going to have to trade it a little bit more to, repair some, these aren't long-term scars. I'm just going to have to put a couple of Band-Aids on the long-term account and I'm going to let it go. But it's, it kind of takes away from the intraday trading, but that's fine. I signed up for it and I love it. And we'll keep doing it as Netflix breaks lower. Tesla hanging in there, but you know what? The SQQQs, bad sell, Mike V. I pumped in them. The SQQs look great. That's the inverse of the TQQQs. You know what I mean? If it was a stock, I went short. If it was, you flipped it upside down, I'd be buying it. So that's the inverse of the NASDAQ. That's a safety. So the NASDAQ's breaking high. Futures are breaking down. Here's my screen if I can get into it. Forget all the stuff. We've had all 2022 to do things. So listen, this morning they were selling like I said, the winners. They were taking down EOG, the winner. They were taking down ExxonMobil. Let's go to a long term. That's a bad example. ExxonMobil. So it's telling that actually Square, PayPal, all these stocks were up. BABA, PDD, 1 day down. They gave away 2 weeks trading. Boom, PDD. You have to be aware. You can't be complacent. You have a nice winner at PDD. It does that double top at 89. 89. 2 days ago was 89. $10 in what? Probably 4 trading hours, literally. Man, that's incredible. So you got to be nimble. You got to be sharp. You got to know. Listen, I feel like I'm doing a drug commercial or I'm a doctor. You got to know what you're buying. You know what I mean? Don't get stuck in these things. I'm stuck in a couple now. Oracle, IE, I'm stuck in. I like it though, but the only problem with IE is what? It's 42,000 shares traded. I have 16,000. If I hit the bid, I'm going to take this down. They're going to come after me. I like it though. Don't get me wrong. And I know what I'm buying, but another stock that's bad is Nutella. Nutella again. I sold Nutella this morning. I said, you know what, Nutella, I couldn't believe it. Nutella was up like 80 cents. So I said, all right, Nutella, I sold a lot of Nutella at 34.23 this morning near the high, even though my average price is 35.5, correct? Now it's 32.90. It was a good loss. I think this tax loss selling, I believe this is one of my 2023 plays. You would have to really press me to believe why. It is gene editing. If it wasn't having to do with any biotechnology or something, that would probably look like a moron, even though the price action isn't saying much. I don't have a full position. I'm adding into it. I do know the stock well. If I didn't put my ego aside and sell it at the middle of last year at 72, I'd be out of business, just like I put my ego aside selling Square at 90 or Path. My 2022 pick, it really was, by the way. Path was my pick at 45. Not 38, I believe it was. Path. Then I sold it at 30. Thank God. And then it went to 12. That's why you have to listen. Nobody really knows. You know what I mean? Nerve. Stevie Cohen's buying Nerve left over, hand over fist. I bought Nerve this morning. I sold it. Got the hell out of this thing. Where'd I sell it? 212. You want to know why I sold it at 212? Because, by the way, good sale, because I remembered I'm not going to end 2022 breaking one of the rules that I want to keep for 2023, which is not buying these cheap stocks. but that's my personal rule. If I'm pontificating on your time, I apologize. But like I said, for a person that's doing this, I'm not, you know what I mean? These aren't self-fulfilling prophecies where it's just me. It's the majority of traders. As we say next, they're buying some fins, lightest volume of the year. Be a pro and get your prices. Don't be the guy, like I said, that goes on the used car lot on a holiday and used car salesman knows to jack up the price because you're out there for the day. No, don't be like that. You know what I mean? Get a price. All right. Helene, NBT, nothing but Tesla. There's Tesla there. Yesterday's range with volume for the active trader, UNCY. A couple of reasons. Fear and greed, not there yet. Been saying for a month, stock picking. Everyone's neutral. And what does it say? Smart money and dumb money. Dumb money confidence is neutral. Smart money confidence is neutral. I get it. I don't know what to do. All I'm doing is I'm trading pricing. You know, if I'm actually trading very well intraday, but you know what I mean. Lucid, Cala. Cala was the one we brought up 9 times today. Just let me give you an example. Cala, the one, and that was before the market. Cala, the one, again. Cala, 3rd time. So there's, like Jim Cramer says, there's a bull market everywhere. Started mentioning Cala, I believe it was 840. It was 840. Where is it now? 872. But Cala was evident right after it broke their opening range breakout, a range from 667 to 662. And that was it. Even if it broke the other range after this, that was it. Buy it, the Cala. That was the one. Cala is when moves over, by the way. Next. I like the way it's moving, by the way, because all these, here's a trading though. Any stock that makes a big move up and sits there, and it's actually decent volume, and they're flipping the buys and the sells, usually goes up after that. So that's I spoke prematurely. I will watch Cala. It is above the 50-day. It is good news, by the way, but trade's over for a minute. I don't know if I want to take it, because if it's something that like pops tomorrow, people are going to take it off the books and take profits on a winner. You know what I mean? That type of thing. I don't think it's the big 2023 play that everybody wants to hop on. Pardon me. But we gave you the play. All right. What else are we doing? I share my screen. Anybody has any questions? New highs, new yields, nibbled some Boyle. I don't want, you know what? I nibbled on some Boyle. Where's Boyle? We'll go live trading. Why did I buy Boyle? I don't know. Boyle. All right, we're up nice and Boyle now. All right, started buying Boyle. 1816. Went up a little, 1841. Did the back and fill, never went back again. 1813 added, now it's 1860. You know why I buy it? Because usually natural gas is anti-market. Where's the VIX? The VIX making a move down. I might have to make a live trade here. Live trading. Mike V. Ooh, something happened. It went down a lot. Ah, they got me. All right. All right. All right, new screen. I want to take up your time here. Boom. I sold some Boyle. Why? It's a contra trade. There's the screen here. BOIL. Maybe I should add to it, but it's a contra trade. So I did sell some. Listen, I had like 8,000. I took 4, whatever. I don't want to say it's lunch money because that would be an arrogant statement, but that's what they consider for that. You know what I mean? It went against the trend. It's a term. So let's look what the wise guys are doing. If we leave it off again with one of the lowest volumes of the year, I'm not trying to split the atom. Obviously, the one you should be trading, no matter what level you are, is anything with volume. You get stuck at something, then you're going to be, looking at New Year's Eve. You're going to be looking at your quotes, but it's going to ruin you, believe me. Although I'll be doing it too, but I'll be excited. All right, as we approaching 11:20, what's going on? GM bullish, Cliff bullish. Not interested. Amazon bearish. Uh-oh. Amazon bearish. Coles, Amazon, Netflix puts. They're right. Tesla bearish. Anti-VIX. Yeah, we have a little bit more to go down, I think, today. Somebody's loading up in $1 million worth of Q puts going back to March. This guy wants to go in March for a mil. The big bet man. XLE, they're going in calls naturally. You know what I mean? There's not Amazon, March call seeing interest. All right, it looks like a hedge, but if anybody's going to go into Amazon, I don't want it to be, weeklies going in today because the guy doesn't want to lay out money for, what is it, Amazon, 88, 86, 82, 82. Nobody wants to lay out money, so they rather buy the calls. I don't care about some guy betting calls for Friday. The guy goes out in March, a little bit more credence. What I like to see them do is go in a little bit more gold and golds. SQQ calls, 2,000 of them. This guy's going. You got to watch the SQQs today. That was my hedge, but I don't have any NASDAQ stocks long. So what am I hedging? Here's the Qs. Pardon. I'm going over time. Here's the chart on the Qs. They make widgets. I don't care. I'd be buying it. It's a triple ETF. I get it. What's going on here? Boyle, did I top ticket, bottom ticket? Here's my screen. It's moving. If you have any questions, I'll go to TradeGATEHub in a second. Tesla trying to hang on. Tesla's now is like a value stock. Campbell Soup is now the growth stock. Campbell Soup now. Growth stock. Look at Campbell's. Google. Value stock. Incredible. Square. Value stock. God. What stock do I have my eye on? What's Snow was positive. Fizzler, they told me to short it. I didn't do it. It broke. Lower the TAN sector. They're taking profits there. TAN wouldn't do it. Don't like the sector. JUNG. NEM, one day, boom. New month giving back 3-4 days, right at the hunt. Not interested yet. Not too much for me. I'm not doing much yet. The exporting goods stores, VFC. I top ticked it after I said it's bottomed. Bitch. I did sell a lot of it yesterday because what? I made a move from 25 to 27.30. It took some money off the table. Just rotated new money. Do I really believe VFC is going to turn around? Yes. Do I believe it's going to turn? It's going to take time? Yes. So I took some profit. I took some profits off it. And this is what's hurting me. This pig, BWV. There's that stock that's hurting me. My biggest loser this year, this one. Anybody wants to know? Blue water vaccines. They got me. Stock was 89. It does have a tendency to pop, and I broke a couple of cardinal rules. What is it? I bought the stock because of a short squeeze. And I've had bigger losses. I don't think I've broken more principles. It has to do with something. It's just my average price in the stock. I have 80,000 shares from like 2. My average, it was acting very well. I could have gotten out of it, but it was too thin. You know what I mean? Now everybody's taking the tax losses like I should. Blue water vaccine. I was hoping again, another rule for a short squeeze, bad trade. What are you going to do? That trade's not going to certainly define me. I made a lot of good trades. I still freaking 48,000 Lucid at 10, right, Lewis? 10 didn't pop. How about all the other ones that I bailed out? Amazon haven't touched. I haven't touched Amazon to the ups yet. Haven't touched it. Google, my average price in the fund is 88. Yeah, this hasn't broken a new low yet. As coach says, this is one he would be somewhat interested. Google hasn't broken a new low. So my average cost of 0. Say BHC is hurting me. I'm not going to lie. That's the turnaround story. I'm going to sell some futures. Where's the Boyle? Did I sell it well? Probably not. It's where I was. I sold at 1860, the Boyle. They ran after Mike V, did a big chunker. So as you can see there on the top left, what's breaking high and what's breaking low. SBET, Smart, AZN, JD, all China breaking low. China. I have better queries, by the way, but these are the ones I use. JD breaking low. Looked great yesterday too. JD. But look at JD. Man, that was one. You know what I mean? It was acting well, and the market's been acting poorly. And that one for the first time yesterday with the volume looked like it was going to break out. It really did. And once, I guess I wasn't in it, but once it broke those 2 moving averages, you'd see top here 57, 56, 57. Should have been out of it. And I'm sure it probably did a lot of volume after that 57. Right here. That's when it started to make its another move. That's where we're now right there, 57. Then it went down. So JD, that was one that, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. What else? Tesla hanging in there. There's my Square, SI, Snow, IE. How you doing, bastard? JD, Tal. I said EDU has a seller. I was right on that one. All right, so leave it there. No questions. Listen, stay nimble. The money's been made. Uh, the best advice I could give is two-part now until the end of the year. And certainly go over any type of notes and know yourself as a trader. Short term, be in the room, and if you want to take some money or make a couple of moves, if you will, I'll post them and I'll answer them. If not, no swing trading. I'm not going to make a stand on Tesla, Amazon, anything. I'll wait. If Amazon goes up $4 or $5 from here, I'll be okay. I'd rather pay up $5 for it. Believe me, trust me. If not, short term, be in the room for tactical trades. If otherwise, press the red YouTube button and go back for all our videos. And we have, going back a year and a half, couple of years on them now. So please, anyone, be a subscriber. And I always say, comments, questions, complaints, all down there. We answer them all. We have no ego. We just want to get better day by day and go and trade by trade. So until then, thanks for sharing.